It tells you a whole story onto itself when a movie is going to come out in October, and sometime during a previous week when it's supposed to come out, it gets shoved into February, and then discreetly comes out in VOD when no one is caring. Is directed by Aaron Creevy and also written by Aaron Creevy along with F. Scott Fraser, and it stars Nicholas Hoult, Felicity Jones, Anthony Hopkins, and Ben Kingsley. This is basically a very loose adaptation of Romeo and Juliet set in modern times. It's set in Germany. It's about this couple who meet each other, they fall in love, and then we find out that the girl has a liver disease and she has to be operated. This guy was doing some odd jobs, let's call it, and he goes back into this life so he can get the money to have the girl operated. But he gets into a little bit of trouble in between these two drug lords, let's call them, and I do not have good things to say about this movie. Look, Nicholas Hoult is a very talented actor, a very underrated actor, and you see that he does his best in here. His Romeo is as boring as a character can get, but Nicholas Hoult does the best he can with it. He actually has a very good performance for what this movie is. And you can tell that he really does love this girl. He really wants to do everything he can for her. But I mean, a guy who has been working in Germany for some time, then he meets this girl, and they start living together in a stable life in Germany, but you don't know what he does, you don't know what she does, and he does not speak a word of German. How does he do that? How does he go and buy bread in the morning? How does he go and go to the pharmacy? How does he go and pay for lunch when he goes to a nice restaurant with his girlfriend? And how does he go to that nice restaurant if he doesn't have any money? Because we don't know what he does. Felicity Jones is also doing what she can, but especially with actresses, I find it very hard when they ask a very charming, very beautiful, very talented actress to not have a British accent. Look, I love British actors. I love the British accent. I love that it gives a certain charm to any actor when they have a British accent, and both these two have British accents. Nicholas Hoult has nailed portraying the American accent or American non-accent, however you want to say it. In the case of Felicity Jones, you can see that she is playing the non-accent. You can tell that she is trying to do the non-British accent. And it just takes you out whenever she speaks. She is good in what she has to do, despite disappearing midway through the movie and coming back only a few minutes till the end. But still, she does her best with what she can with this very tiny role of the Juliet of this story. Do you remember Iron Man 3? Do you remember the reveal about Ben Kingsley's Mandarin? Do you remember how over the top he was, how ridiculous he was? Do you remember how offensive he was to fans of the Mandarin? Well, he's like that throughout the whole film. He's playing a kind of Turkish stereotype, I guess, because he's this flamboyant, over-exaggerated Turkish drug lord, and it just is Ben Kingsley playing every over-the-top performance from Ben Kingsley ever. The director turned to him and said, "Hey Ben, do you want to do your over-the-topness in this film? Just read these few lines and do whatever you want with it." Ben Kingsley put on a shiny tracksuit and then he just went with it. He is having the time of his life playing this role. I'm not even saying playing this character, because that's not much to him, but he's having the time of his life. Holy shit, he had fun in this movie. Let's talk about Anthony Hopkins. Look, every line the guy says is awesome, it is eloquent, it is intelligent, it seems sophisticated, but he's doing nothing here, seriously. It even makes you wonder when this movie was shot, because it doesn't seem like this movie was shot in 2016 or in 2015. I don't think Felicity Jones, with the role she has been on this year alone, she would have signed on for this. Nicholas Hoult, he does not have much work, unfortunately, but this does not seem like he would play up to this right now. Or even Anthony Hopkins, with his role on Westworld, when did he even shot this? I don't think anyone behind the scenes cared. There are horrible action sequences in this movie. There are atrocious pieces of dialogue. There are things in this movie that happen that make no sense. There's a scene in this movie where a guy is chasing Nicholas Hoult in a car chase. They go through the city, they crash onto each other, and then in comes the police, and he just doesn't care about what people are around, and he crashes into both cars, and they go on top of each other in the middle of a little German square. What the fucking hell? There's also another scene where Nicholas Hoult steals this random guy's car, he goes away with it, the guy who had his car stolen goes to the middle of the same square where the police is there investigating the situation, like 3 police cars together and full of policemen in the square with people looking around. This guy goes there and he screams, "Help me, someone stole my car!" And you have this little goon from Anthony Hopkins go there, "Hey, which guy? Which car?" And the guy just looks on and says nothing. And I mean, no one turned and looked onto the guy. Not the people, not the police, but this guy, he's right there precisely in the most convenient spot to be hidden from other people and to hear to what he has to say. Just, And there's one scene that, I mean, I cried of so much laughter. There's one part where some guys in the middle of the highway crash into Nicholas Hoult's car, and the car starts to flip over, and it goes into slow motion. And as the car is flipping over in slow motion, Nicholas Hoult looks to the passenger seat, and there he imagines seeing Felicity Jones' character. Do you want her to be in this accident with you, man? Because I thought you loved her. I'm having a breakdown with this movie. It is as by the numbers, as cliched, as conventional as you can get. It is as bland as you can get with a movie, with storytelling, with acting, with everything. These actors are trying, they are being as professional as they can with this atrocity of a script. I'm still laughing about that slow motion scene. Look, if you have a lazy Sunday afternoon, if you turn on the TV and this movie is on, sure, why not? You can laugh as much as I did. This movie will give you nothing that you want. It is horribly shot in the action sequences. It has stupid things, unrealistic things happening all over the place. The characters are bland and boring. The actors are trying. If these are your top 4 favorite actors working today, sure, watch the movie. Besides that, it's horrible. I was actually looking forward to seeing this movie when it was coming out in theaters, but when it was delayed, and then I found it online, I mean, it tells you a whole story. Collide is a horrible movie. We will talk about this movie very soon again, and I will have to say that Collide is worse than expired milk. What did you think of Collide, my beautiful geekies? Are you a fan of these actors? Let me know your favorite movie from each of these actors in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to start leaving your questions for the hashtag Silence Q&A and participate in the giveaway. You can win something on that, and you can ask me anything you want about anything you want. Don't forget to like this video and share with your beautiful friends and tell them to come join the beautiful geeky community where we can be geeky united. Once more, thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You guys are the freaking best. Thank you for all the support and every kind word and every comment that I receive on the reviews. Thank you so much. Stay beautiful, stay geeky, shit!